Okay, hello there again. So let's get into this. Today we're going to talk digital audio players. Okay, DAPs. And I'm not going to hold any punches, okay? So this is it. This is a battle to the finish. Just the facts, ma'am. That's what I say, just the facts. Alright, so we're going to lay into this. So do you need a digital audio player? No, you don't need a digital audio player. If you want one, you should get one. But you should save your money up to get one. Don't go into debt to buy one of these. You don't need it, okay? So I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay. So I got the money to buy a really high quality digital audio player. This was $250, $249 on Amazon, and then I bought some accessories, okay? You're going to need some accessories to go with this, like maybe a cable adapter or whatever. And I definitely would recommend that you get it from Amazon. Get the extended warranty for $33. That way you have 3 years, and if you drop it or whatever, it's covered. All right? That's a good accident protection insurance. $33. Spend it. All right? And then that way, if you have a cracked screen or whatever happens, anything happens, the battery bulges, boom, 3 years, fully covered. Okay? I'm not in the insurance industry. I'm not making any money. Not going to have an Amazon link, anything like that. Like I say, I'm not getting paid here, okay? My YouTube reviews, just because I like to do them, kind of as payback for the people that help me out and fixing stuff. But other than that, I don't get any money, all right? Nothing. So these review sites are nutso, all right? They start talking about sound signature and sound stage, and that's because their boss wants to hear more words than, hey, it's great, buy it, or hey, it sucks, but don't buy it. They don't want to hear that. It's like, hey, I paid you, college boy, I paid you a lot of money to write a review, and this is what you came up with? It's great, buy it? No. They want to write a lot of words about nothing. And so, yeah. There's every sound test is subjective, okay? So if there's an anomaly like there's high frequency noise known as hiss or low frequency noise known as hum, then that's something you should report, okay? But you're not going to have that with any of these products. I mean, a long time ago, there were some cheap amplifiers that had single gang potentiometers, otherwise known as volume controls, and some of those were slightly imbalanced. So you had one channel more than the other. So they came out with a dual ganged potentiometer, problem solved. All these problems have been solved now, okay? So this has got a Class A amplifier in it. What does that mean? That means it's on all the time, all right? So it means it doesn't cycle on and off, on and off, on and off. All right, so nearly all amplifiers will have a Class AB amplifier. So they cycle on and off, nearly all. All right, Class A's are very inefficient, and you never want that for a home amplifier. But unless it's going to be just a monstrous device with huge heat sinks. But for these portable players, they usually have AB as well. Okay, so certainly the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack here, you see there, right there at the bottom, that is definitely a AB amplifier they put in there. Now all the amplifiers in these devices, and oh, by the way, that I pronounce this Hiby, 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 not Hiby, Hiby. This is a Hiby R4. Okay, so I congratulate them, being a Chinese company, using the number 4. I congratulate them, because there's a fear of the number 4 in Asian cultures, in China, Japan, and South Korea. It's called tetraphobia. It's fear of the number 4. All right. I mean, this is a real serious thing in these countries. They're really superstitious. It's crazy. So I mean, their whole apartments and hotels don't have the number 4. No fourth floor. No floors 40 to 49. In Beijing, you can't get a license plate with the number 4 in it. It's crazy. So I congratulate them for not having tetraphobia and saying, boom, baby, we're going with the number 4. So the Hiby R4, cool, excellent, all right. So this is the black one that I got. I don't want a silver one. All the other colored ones are silver. I kind of like the orange, but I don't want the silver case. I like the the black case all the way around. All right, so I've got the clear protective case that it came with. Cool feature. It comes with a clear case. I didn't do an unboxing because there's really not a lot to look at other than the player and the case. So you can see right here. Now when it's on, which it is right now, you can. How do I know it's on? From the back. Well, see these little stripe lines right here? That tells me that it's on. All right. So if I turn it off right here, see that? Boom. They go. Oh, they fell over. Look at that. Another reason to get the extended warranty. It's going to have spills. Okay. So let's flip this baby around and then turn it back on. And so we're going to go over some of the settings. All right, let's do that. So another thing, I love the Hiby skin. It's very clean and very unobtrusive. Swipe up once. It doesn't give you your normal Android look. It gives you a skin that they use on Android 12. Right, so we go to swipe up once, go to settings right here. Let's go over some of these. So I got my Wi-Fi, got Bluetooth. I'm not going to use Bluetooth at all. I tried it to make sure it worked, and it works fine, but none of my home amplifiers have a high quality Bluetooth connection. So they're all standard Bluetooth connections. So you have to spend extra money to buy a Bluetooth adapter for your receiver so you can do Bluetooth. I actually might do that for my home audio system in order to just be able to sit in the room and turn on the player and send it off to that device without connecting it. I might do that, but that's another like $150 investment. Right now, I'm not thinking about that. I'm using this with headphones, okay? And as you can, I'll show you the headphones. These are the headphones I'm using right here. There you go, right there. See that? Just knocked the box over. Accidents happen. Okay, so these are my headphones right there. AKG K701s. These are the original ones made in Austria. Okay, so these are high quality headphones. Now, let's look at these jacks here. See this right here? When I first ordered this, I thought this came with a standard. I thought this right here was a standard 1/4 inch adapter, and I thought, okay, then you got your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack right there. Fine, great. Well, I was wrong. This is not a standard headphone jack. This is a 4.4 millimeter balanced output. All right. So why would you need a balanced output on a digital audio player? You don't. You don't need a balanced player. It's cuckoo bird. Okay. The balanced audio connections are to eliminate hum mostly. So if you're a musician and you got a stage and you got electrical cables running all over the stage, yeah, you need balanced connections to eliminate hum and noise. But on this kind of device, you really don't need that. But then they put them on there to make you think, hey, this eliminates all the noise. All right. So anyway, so you're going to need an adapter. So I needed to get a 6.3 or 6.35, yeah, which is known as a 1/4 inch, and to a, see this right here? Look at all those little sleeves right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different contact points on this 4.4 millimeter balanced adapter. And look at this monster adapter here. This is a 1/4 inch right here. This has a lock on it. This has a lock device on it. This was $16 for this adapter. It's made by a company called CESS. Really high quality. They use shrink tubing on the end right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's got shrink tubing on it on the end right here to keep it from having any kind of strain. So this is a high quality adapter. So I use this right here, 1/4 inch to 4.4 balanced, and my sound tests had been phenomenal. This is the best sounding. This is like the end of the audio odyssey I've always been on my whole freaking life. I've wasted my misspent youth of going into stereo stores. Ended up with this. All right, so there's the headphones. Let's get back to the player. Now I could use other headphones too. Like for instance, I noticed that there's a company making a special headphone cable. See this here? It's my Sennheiser 598 SEs, and this has got a detachable headphone deal right here. Well, there's a company that makes one of these that connects to a 4.4 millimeter balanced connector. And, you know, do I need that? I don't know, maybe. Maybe if I want to use these with the player, these headphones. But these headphones are not as good as AKGs. They're not reference. They're very nice sounding headphones, and I use them all day long because they're light and they're comfortable. But, you know, yeah, anyhow, that's all about connectors. So use the 3.5 if you want, but I use the 4.4 for one reason only. Not because of the balanced. I use it because the 4.4 is connected to the higher output amplifier. The higher output Class A amplifier is connected to this 4.4 connector. All right, so that's why I use that. Oh, I just tapped it. Okay, so let's go through some of the settings here again. Let's get into the weeds here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit and then prop this up, give you a better angle. Okay, we went through Bluetooth. Let's go to USB preferences. So it's got default and working mode. Okay, so that has to do with the way you know, if you're going to plug this into your computer and you want to be able to transfer files, you're going to need to change that. So hit working mode. It's an auto right now. You can hit OTG mode. That means on the go. On the go mode means that, like, say you want to take let's grab one of these somewhere around here. Oh, right here. Here we go. Right there. See that right there? On the go. This right here. Boom. That right there is a USB. It's a, you know, a flash drive. There's a flash drive. This one happens to be 128. Works great with this player. So I can load a bunch of songs on here, and then just plug this guy right here, which is a USB. Oh, there it goes again. Should probably prop this up so that doesn't happen. Okay, so this is a USB Type C. All right. So that's an OTG. All right. So you put it on OTG if you want to use this. Put it on device mode, I guess, if you want to use. I don't know. You'll figure it out. So that's USB preferences. Okay, so transferring files or OTG, you need to change it, but you know, because if you just use your standard, you plug it in your computer, it doesn't recognize it. It doesn't recognize the device, so it has to be in the correct one. So default USB, what is that? Oh, there it is, right? Default USB. Right now, I have it on file transfer, because that's how mostly I use this. I rip a bunch of stuff. I'm going through my CD collection like crazy these days and ripping them to FLAC files. So I've got nearly all of my Teller collection. That's about 50 discs. I got nearly all of that transferred to FLAC. So I've got, you know, so you got USB DAC, and that means you can either have it with charging or without charging. So you can turn this into a DAC. So what you can do is take this guy right here, you run a USB-C from here to a USB-A or C to your computer, like your laptop or any computer, and then you plug your headphones in. This becomes a DAC then at that point. All right, digital audio converter. So you're not using the DAC inside your computer anymore, which is usually garbage. Okay, so that's the USB right there. So you got default USB in here, and you got working mode, auto, OTG, or device mode. Okay, so that's that. And then you got your audio gain. All right, so you got line out settings. Okay, so you can change that to either phone out or line out. All right, so if you most of the time you want to leave it on phone out, can you plug headphones into it? But if you're going to plug this into your car or something like that, and your phone's auxiliary, your car's aux input, I hope this is actually coming in, because I got a tiny little screen on this camera, can't really tell if it's in focus or not. So anyhow, so yeah, you normally want to leave it on phone out and not line out. Okay, but if you want to use the line out, you can. So you just go to line out settings, right, and audio settings. See that? I went to, let's go back the path here. So you got settings, then audio settings, and then we got to line out settings. So this is gain. So I leave it on high because I'm using those AKGs. They really draw a lot of power. So I could use middle. It worked okay with that. But with high gain, I'm not getting any hiss or noise or distortion on high gain. So why not use high gain? So you got 525 milliwatts of power coming out of this thing. That's a lot. It's almost half a watt going into your headphones. That's a lot of power. Of course, when I plug my headphones into my receiver, I'm getting 100 watts. So, yeah, that's what it was made for. Those headphones were made to be plugged into an audio amplifier. So they plug in one of these guys, you need a lot of gain. All right, so let's go back to that. So, plugins. All right, so you can add all these different available plugins. I downloaded a few of these sound fields. I haven't tried them. I don't know. The sound is fantastic the way it is. MSEB, same thing. You know, it's just changing the way it sounds. That's all it's doing. So you can play with it, go crazy. You know, overall temperature. Oh, God. I love these names they come up with. So, you know, add tuning file, cool, bright, warm, dark, light, deep, fast and thumpy. Okay, you can play with that if you want. I'm not really bothering right now. But this right here, the PEQ, boy, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I see that. I've made some changes right there. Mostly because my hearing isn't great anymore. I'm not hearing the high frequencies. So I pump up the high frequencies a little bit. All right. My AKG's a little bit bass shy, so I pump up the bass a little bit. This means parametric equalizer. It's very easy to adapt it. Choose the band you want to change, and you adjust the output, and then boom. You know, it does what it, and you can save it too. You can save it to a preset. You can hit a preset button and add that to your settings. Okay, so that's great too. Channel balance should never have a reason to change that. It should just be at 0 all the time. DSD gain compensation. I have no idea what that's about. Oh, direct stream digital. Okay, so let's just go back to 0. Where it was. I'm never going to use direct stream digital. I don't have any of that, no Sony, what do you call them, one bit recordings. So all of mine are just FLAC files. So maximum volume, leave it at 100, you know, why not? And unless you're afraid of, you know, leaving it too high, that's what that's for. So if you plug your headphones in, crank up some sound and have your blast your ears out. So that's, you can adjust the max volume. So, okay. So these are, you know, again, these are, SPDIF. That's to do if you're going to use this as a DAC on like an amplifier. So again, these are all settings you need if you're going to do those things, which I'm not. So most people aren't. Most people are just going to use it the way I'm going to use it. So let's see, apps. Okay, so yeah, I got the Google Play Store on, so if I want to put an app on there, I can. Cool APK Store. I have no idea what that's about. I mean, it's APK. Those are Android applications, but you know, whatever. Hiby Cast. All right, fine. So wallpaper. So you got gallery and you got live wallpapers. You can go crazy with those. Display. So I got the brightness of 97. You know, this thing just does not use batteries. I've had this thing for like 3 days using it and still 90%. It just lasts and lasts and lasts, especially if it's on standby. If you're using it, let's talk about heat. So everybody's concerned, it's going to get hot, it's going to burn up. No. I've driven this thing really hard, got a little bit warm from those Class A amplifiers, just a tiny bit warm, not going to burn my little fingers. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just dissipating some heat. This is a metal chassis. This is a metal chassis. It's all aluminum, so it dissipates heat perfectly. So no problem there. By a plastic player, yeah, heat might be an issue. but this is all really high quality stuff. $249. Let me tell you, you don't need to spend $2,000 on a DAP. You're not going to hear the difference. I assure you, you will not hear the difference. This is as high quality as you need. Now, why did I did a review of the Hi-Fi Walker H2. I loved it. Great little player. Sounded very good. Not as loud as this. Not as good sounding. I'd say that's a subjective. Okay, I'm back again. So the stupid camera timed out after 20 minutes. I was just getting going there too on a good rant. So, boom, timed out at 20 minutes. That's it. So we have to go back. All right. So I was talking all the settings. So let's go back into those, I guess. And hit settings. And I don't remember where I was. I think I was in display. So yeah, I was in display. So anyhow, yeah, you can go to about device. So you can see right here, you got device name Hiby R4, Snapdragon 665, DAC, 4 DACs in this, 4 DACs. So this is a very high quality player. Again, you don't need to spend more than this. This has got everything you need. The ESS DACs are excellent. Just excellent. It's got Texas Instrument op amps, so I went into the Class A, so that's great. 4,500 milliwatt hour battery. Not the best display. Yeah, you can, oh yes, I need that $3,000 display because I need an OLED display. No, you don't. You're not going to use this as a phone or look at pictures or any of that stuff. You're just going to use this. This is fine for a digital audio player. Okay, so yeah. Okay, let's go back to the player. All right, so let's go to my first screen. So we got, you got your albums right here. There's all your, just if you want to look at the pictures, okay? Allows you to look at all your pictures of all your albums, okay? So, I don't know why you'd ever want to do that, but it's just bigger pictures. That's all it is. And you got your files. And you get, this is, you can go to all your files this way if you want to. Really though, you're just going to use this. You're going to use your Hiby player. You can use a different player. I tried to use Power Amp. It would not allow me to recognize it because it couldn't find the Samsung drives. I just gave up. I love the Hiby player. It's simple. It's easy to use. Look at this. It's just really simple. It's very much like Power Amp was originally. You can hit this button right here, change your display a little bit. That's great. Shows you your all your technical information, all that, your start time and all that. So this, this, if it's playing, you'll see like this will change. That's a running time. That's the time on the song, the previous track, next track. This is great. This is excellent player. Excellent software. I have no problem with it. You got folder view. So you see, I got the Samsung 512 in there. Excellent deal on the Samsung, by the way, $35, 512 gigabytes. That's a steal. 512 gigabytes of data, half a terabyte for $35. What a steal. So you got all your different files. If you want to look at it the simple way, but I like to look at it the album view. So I hit album right here, and then just go crazy. Go crazy. I mean, it's taken me a lot of time to how many of you are Kraftwerk fans? A lot of time to rip my CDs. Okay, I've got like 50 Telearch CDs. I just finally finished those. Pretty much, I finished those, and so yeah, a lot of CDs here. All right, a lot of Windham Hill. I hadn't even begun my David Arkenstone and David Lands and all those. I've got so many CDs just stacked up all over the place around here. So yeah, you can see my musical taste, what you call eclectic. Everything from classical to new age to jazz to, oh, look at that. David Bromberg. How many people have heard of him? Okay, look at that. Out of the Blues, Best of Dave Bromberg. Okay, so yeah. Love this player. Probably the best 250 I've ever spent in my life. It's just fantastic. The sound is great. I think I've already covered all the technical stuff. I was just, going into all the other stuff. So let's hit the volume button. Look at this. Very nice graphical display. Look at that. 100 increments. So I've never had it past like 75. So yeah, I'm using the AKGs, AKG K701 reference. So there's that, and then you got your previous track, next track, just like that. It'll change the song that's playing. That's for the actual album that's playing. Oops. Just like that. Okay. Anyway, so you can always swipe back. It's Android. You can swipe back. Android 12's got the ability to swipe back. So you can, if you want to play this disc, you can. So, anyhow, you need to learn how to use this stuff on your own. Okay. You'll figure it out. You'll figure all this stuff out. Okay. It's going to be really easy to figure out. All right. So I'm gonna swipe back here, pick a different disc, and then hit a song, and now that disc is playing. Okay, see, it's real simple. All right, there you go. You can see display does everything it needs to do. It shows you the whole thing. That's another thing that bugged me about the Hi-Fi Walker. Wouldn't show you the entire album art. It cut it off because it was a tiny little 2-inch display, and like I say, trying to read that thing was just about impossible. Everything was so small on it, and then, But what do you want? It was $117. This is $249. That's a lot of difference. So if you can get up with that $249, do that. Get one of these. The Hiby R4 is the most you can get. A lot of reviewers have been saying that. But they go crazy. Like, oh, if you have 1,000, you could buy this. If you have 2,000, you can. No, they're getting paid to say a lot of words. I'm not getting paid. I'm using all these words. I'm not getting paid. This is just me. All right. So got to keep an eye on my timer because I only got so much time on this thing before it conks out. And let's see, swipe down brings you to your internet, Bluetooth, rotate. These are Android controls. And then there's your player right there that's playing. That's the Hiby music player. Okay. Oh, and by the way, right out of the box, this thing already had a charge on it, like 75% was charged, and it had to do an update for Android, and then it did an update for the Hiby music player. And that was it, and just in no time at all, it's never done another update since then. So this has definitely been updated though. The player's been updated, the software player has been updated, the music player, the Hiby music player has been updated. So these are all working great. So no notifications. Yeah, because I'm not using this as a phone, and so. This is just my music player. So, if I'm sitting here at the computer and I'm, chilling out or anywhere I'm at, and I can just plug this in to any of my headphones, and then great, it works fantastic. And then you can go into all and then, if you really want to be crazy, you can, go back to your home screen and go to your settings, swipe up, and then go to these audio settings and just go crazy with the overall temperature. What temperature do I feel like today? I said no. I'm not going to play with that. The parametric equalizer, great, do that. Yeah. So yeah, this has all the settings you could ever want in a music player, everything. So yeah, I got the Wi-Fi turned on so that I can get updates if when they occur. But other than that, I'm not using the Wi-Fi at all. Period. So Bluetooth. Someday maybe get up $100. I think the cheapest one I saw was like $75 for a LDAC compatible, high quality Bluetooth adapter that I could plug into my receiver in my main living room and do that and be able to just chill out and listen to music in that room without headphones. That might be something I'll do in the future. I might look into that. But as it is, all my devices. It's really funny. None of my home theater receivers, Denon, Sony, Yamaha, none of those have high quality Bluetooth connections. None of them. So and some of them are pretty new too. So the Yamaha has no. You can see my Yamaha review. The RS202 has no Bluetooth at all. Oh yes, it does. Take that back. It sure does. That's right. And in fact, I set this up with that. But it's the standard Bluetooth, and it sounds just okay, like listening to an MP3. So yeah, I'm not going to use that to listen to music. Not from this player anyway. I use it for music all the time. I have a CD player connected to it, and that's really the point of this, by the way. The point of this is to be able to listen to music and with headphones or Bluetooth, and not have to go and find your CD. That's what you are. You're an audiophile. Nothing wrong with being an audiophile, by the way. I don't know if I got cut off in the last discussion. Being an audiophile means you love audio. It's all it means. There's some crazy old man out there who's, you need to spend $3,000 for some special cable, Yeah, don't listen to them. They're crazy. Being an audiophile means you love audio, okay? There's people that are happy with their clock radio. I mean, I've known so many people that's like, hey, what do you listen to music with? Oh, I don't know, man. It's a portable radio. Great. If that's all you care about, then great. I went to a bar once with a friend of mine, and it's like they had this boombox playing, and that the amplifier was distorting like crazy, and we were the only ones to notice. Everybody was like, yeah, okay, man. It's like we're all drunk. We don't care. Like, how can you stand that? That sounds horrible. But most people don't care. If you care, you're an audiophile, all right? I mean, like, I would never, ever, ever listen to my TV speakers. Oh, God. They sound like poop. Come on. I'm not going to listen to my TV, teeny tiny little speakers to my TV. I mean, right away, I'm going to connect some kind of audio device. I'm going to connect a home theater to it. That's what I'm going to do. I've got 2 home theaters because I have 2 TVs. So there you go. I'm always going to use higher quality audio. When I'm listening to my computer, I'm going to use my some kind of audio device. I'm not going to listen to the computer speakers. I love these computer reviews. Oh, you can turn it up and you can listen. I don't care. And by the way, I don't think this thing even has speakers in it. No, it doesn't. It has no speakers. So you're gonna have to use a headphone or Bluetooth to hear this thing. There are no speakers. They're assuming you have ears, and go ahead and use them because you don't get any speakers with this. Not like your crappy phone. It's got stereo. It's got Dolby Atmos in my phone. Yeah, well, God, you got speakers. They're little pinholes. All right, those are not loudspeakers. There's another pet peeve. I got a couple of minutes here for my phone. My camera time's out. There's no such thing as a break-in period for headphones or speakers. Paul Barton of PSB Audio, he's got a video someplace out there about this. It's like, look, there's no break-in period. Transducers, loudspeakers, and headphones do not have a break-in period. It's your brain. Your brain gets used to the sound of something, and that's, it's like, when I first tried these on, I thought they sounded terrible. And then after 100 hours, they sound much better. That's your brain that's gotten used to it. Your ears don't hear things. Your eyes don't see things. It's your brain interpreting those inputs, okay? You have senses. Those like little sensors on your body, 5, eye, ears, nose, all that, Those are your little sensors, and your brain then interprets it. When you look at stuff, your eyes, you ever look at a view camera? Do this sometime. Everything's upside down. When you look, your eyes actually see everything upside down. Your brain says, that's not right. So it flips it around. And same thing with audio. Your brain gets used to the sound it wants to hear. And when it gets adapted to it, said, hey, that sounds great. So there you go. It's your brain that's getting used to the sound, not your ears. So there's no break-in period. It sounds the same day one after 1,000 use, same thing. So that's my thing. Been in this business a long time. Sold a whole lot of stereos. Connected one hell of a lot of home theaters. A whole lot. I mean, up before COVID, I was still in the home theater business. Okay, and yeah. I mean, I should probably do a video about my home theater experience before I croak, but, until then, my advice is buy Mirage speakers. The best home theater speakers in the world, Mirage, because they have omnipolar drivers. You can look this up. You can go to Crutchfield, and they've still got some videos, I think, on there about their experience with selling Mirage speakers. Fantastic for home theater, all right? This thing's reaching 2 minutes, going to time out. I'm going to time out myself in a second. Oh, there's the wallpaper. Comes with the wallpaper from that last track that was played. So, that's it. Really, really long review here about digital audio players, especially the Hiby, Hiby, Hiby R4. Don't have a cow about the 4. It's fine. 4s won't hurt you. 13s won't hurt you. It's funny, in Italy, you know what? They have no problem with 13. They got a problem with 17. 17 is their bugaboo. All right. So yeah, don't worry about numbers. Not going to be a problem. All right. Take care. Have a good time. Enjoy your music. Okay. It's great. It's great to have great music on a great player, and then have some leisure time listening to really great tunes. All right. Take care. Bye.